Welcome back to Soccer Cards United. You're listening to episode 289 of the greatest soccer card podcast in the world. My name is Jason. That's Enzo. Hello, Enzo. What's on the show today?
Today, Jason. Hello, first of all. Today, PSA. Finally, Jason, it comes to Europe. Topps has regained, of course, the NBA license, which is a hobby shockwave, I would say. And we've had a load of new soccer products as well.
Massive releases to talk about. Let's hear that music. Okay, and so PSA Europe coming summer 2026. Now, for as long as we've been doing this podcast, we have been asking, demanding, begging, maybe
Banging the drum
for PSA to come to Europe. In the meantime, CGC have set up in Europe, Beckett have set up in Europe, but all along we're like, no, this is not what we need. What we need is PSA in Europe, and it's finally happening.
Thank the Lord.
I'll read you just a little bit of the announcement for anyone that missed it. I don't know how you could have missed it. You'd be living under a rock to miss this massive news. The first full-scale PSA authentication and grading operation in continental Europe is set to open in Frankfurt, Germany in the summer of 2026. Built to meet the growing demand of the continent's collectibles market, we're excited to provide collectors with faster access to the world's most trusted grading standards. With more than 100 planned PSA Europe hires across marketing, operations, customer success, and logistics, and an on-site facility grading facility equipped to accept submissions, European collectors won't have to worry about the time, cost, and effort associated with intercontinental shipping and customs. To learn more about PSA's European expansion, visit the link in our bio, they tell us. But you don't need to click on that link, because you can just stick with us here on Soccer Cards and we'll tell you all about it.
Here. Finally,
so
by the way, we're back.
Few things to break down. We're back, and we're back with a bang. We originally had requested PSA not only to come to Europe, but to come specifically to Dublin.
Yes.
They've met half of our requests. How do you feel about the choice of Frankfurt, Germany?
I recall Nat Turner engaging with us on Twitter. Look, to be honest, Ireland is definitely where I would set up a grading PSA, but ultimately Germany is your second best location for sure. To be honest, I'm delighted it's Frankfurt as well, because it's just very easy to get to Frankfurt. So I'm super excited about that. Finally, I think it's a game changer. I don't think people understand. Like, this is like, in terms of growing the hobby, I really do think access to grading is a huge part of it. Like a huge part. Like it standardizes everything, and it just makes cards more transactable in a way that they haven't been before. And this is just one of the most necessary things. And it's so funny that like tariffs, which kicked in and have stopped me being able to submit the PSA in the USA, which has broke my little heart. I have a slab case full of would-be slabs that I prepared before realizing I couldn't do it. Tariffs, which are something that definitely, global trade kind of halting, etc., is something that messes up what is a global hobby. But it has also, I would imagine, accelerated decisions like this and like setting up in Europe a home base, because they don't want to lose out on the revenue. And it also is a testament to us and all of the European collectors and UK collectors and global collectors that have been submitting transatlantic and just kind of engaging, being like, this is how it is, we're going to do it. And obviously PSA have seen the facts and figures and numbers and submissions and where they're shipping to and from. And it's just such a good growth sign, I think, period, for the hobby. And I think I'm just buzzing.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm not sure. I mean, they said it's not just a it's not just a submission center. It's also the grading in Frankfurt, and they're talking about creating 100 jobs. I mean, I'm not to get into it, but I don't think that's how the tariffs are supposed to work. They've created 100 jobs in Germany by tariffing grading submissions into the States. But that's a different podcast, I guess. Frankfurt is, for anyone who doesn't know, a continental hub. It's a massive airport and logistics hub, and all roads, you can see on a map there if you're watching on the video, it's smack bang in the center of Europe. So it's a very convenient location. Here's Ryan Miller, the head of international for PSA. PSA Europe will expand access to the highest standards of grading and continue to grow the European collectibles market. 100 planned hires, acceptance submissions, on-site grading and authentication. Prepared to say goodbye to intercontinental shipping and customs. I will just say, I don't know if people, I mean, may not have thought of this who are in other places, but like we have had in Europe for the last few years kind of ridiculous workflows in terms of like from the moment you hit a big card to the moment you realize the best sale price on that card, because oftentimes you have to do if you're not set up to, like, we're set up obviously for like intercontinental shipping fast and all that stuff, but if you're just a regular Joe Soap, you're not necessarily set up for that. So there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of time, a lot of expense involved in getting your stuff to PSA to grade it in the States. And then you get it back and now you have to sell it. And usually if you're going to sell it, if you want to sell it, that global high price is probably going to also be in the States. Whereas now it's like you'll only have to ship intercontinental at the point of sale.
Yeah, and
You
there's a
can,
chance, we don't know, PSA could use the PSA vault in Europe, and if it's interconnected, it could be as easy as dropping it into them, they vault it, and then it's transactable kind of globally. So
yes, I mean a global, like if they could integrate the vault system into the back end of that, I mean that would be amazing. And you could have, you know, different vault locations, but it's all kind of the one thing. And if somebody buys, you have a card in the PSA Europe vault, and somebody buys it on eBay in America, they just look after that. That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
But just as a start, to be able to, we're seeing now with the hobby shops in Europe, with breaking channels in Europe, with the amount of, you know, when we started this podcast, it was a totally different landscape in terms of what product was even available, and the journey we've been on we've been getting every year less and less dependent on the United States as anything other than just another market in the global hobby landscape. So I think it's I feel, and you know, having had, you know, I'm not trying to take credit, you know, but I just feel an incredible vindication of everything that not just the two of us, but everything that everybody in the European hobby has been doing over the last few years. This is a great moment for us.
I know. I think in episodes gone past years ago, one of the things people we used to Q&As, people say like what is missing in Europe in order to really grow the market, and I think one of the things we always said was we need PSA to come to Europe. Like that was literally like a point. We were like, this actually has to happen because it's so vital to just the success of the hobby, period. Like in a way that just is almost incomprehensible. And to have it now, and I think they're only doing trading cards. I think comics and other things that they grade will still be done in the States. I think it's beginning with just trading cards, but they act as a submission center if you did do comics, so they'll still handle everything. But in terms of trading cards, sports, Pokemon, all that stuff is being graded in Frankfurt locally. And yeah, I can't even begin to comprehend. I've spoke to you a lot about all sorts of ideas around it. Just welcome to Europe, and let's go. Let's keep growing. And if you want to, sponsor the Dublin Card Show PSA, if you want to get that European market, you know, it's coming up. It's coming up just before you launch, pretty much next year, because they're somewhere next year.
Their Instagram comments on that post were just full of various European card show organizers. You know, see you in Dublin, see you in London, see you in Edinburgh, see you in, you know, wherever. So now the one interesting thing is, and obviously this doesn't necessarily directly affect us because we're in the EU, so it's a single customs union with Germany, and so is most of Europe. People may remember in the distant past, Britain voted for Brexit and decided to leave the EU. And if they weren't regretting Brexit before, and so they're certainly regretting it now.
There will be a lot of workarounds for those in the UK to get their cards to Germany, for sure.
Yes, I mean they do have, you know, they are only a spitting distance across the English Channel from mainland Europe, so I'm sure there'll be some trips back and forth,
some hootenanny,
some hootenanny going on. But it's just very exciting, and like I think one of the things, it's great to see that PSA are so tuned in terms of like they're saying this will grow the market, which is not like, if you're not in the market or you're not involved in the industry, it's not immediately intuitive how that would grow the market, but it grows the market because people can now join the global economy of cards. You can actually grade your cards at PSA, and you can, your PSA slab, if your PSA 10 that you graded in Frankfurt, whether it's somebody who graded their PSA card in Japan or in Canada or in America, it's a single
standardized. You know, it's what you need. I was so tired of all these other grading companies popping up, and I was like, I have a 10 of my random grading company, and therefore is the value the same? And it's like, it wasn't. PSA was the leading. PSA is so far ahead of everyone else, and it's just like now we get to participate in that without any workarounds. It's amazing.
Yeah, and even for us as card show hosts, you know, we can, like, again, it goes to, we have people coming over from America or from around the world coming in and having to explain. They're like, that's an amazing card. What is this 3-letter acronym, or what is this grading company? And having to go, oh, that's actually, they're based in England, or they're based in Germany, or they're actually a French grading company, or, you know, I want us all to get behind. I don't want to hear, and I'm gonna get on my high horse here.
Let's go.
I don't want to hear when PSA open in Europe. Maybe people will write in and say this was a very privileged thing to say. I don't want to hear any complaints about the pricing. I legitimately do not want to hear it, because we are being offered an opportunity here, and I hate to shield for a massive corporation, but we are being offered an opportunity here to support this and to encourage this and encourage other companies in the hobby to put Europe at the forefront of their plans.
Yeah.
And I want to see those 100 people who get hired by PSA. You know, I want to send their kids to college, even though they're in Germany, so they could go to university. I'm sure for free. But
no, the one of the things we've been like, it's like we've been like telling PSA, telling these corporations, Europe is here, it's happening, come, and they obviously have been like data first, then we'll move. You know, it's like we like it. This is a long time coming. Like they've been looking at Europe for a long time, but it took them. It's kind of like exciting that it might have been the tariffs that kind of pushed it across the line, but it's exciting that they're like, we've been spending a few years looking at the data. The trends are good. Everything's good. Well, that's because like a permanent facility is so much investment. Like this is not like you're talking about 100 employees. Like that is a significant amount of money to just have, you know, there's so much investment in it. And it's just like, it's such a vote of confidence for the European hobby, which is like, we've been needing that. You know, it's been for a long time, the European hobby was loads of little pockets all over Europe and it was like a bit of a mess. Now it feels more than ever, it's super interconnected.
Yeah.
And this as a little hub of like, I'm going to bring my cards here. They're going to be graded. I'm going to get them back. And now if I go to the national, I can bring them with me and people are like, right, PSA, great. You have PSA 10. And it's just like, it's just like a sigh of relief. It's a sigh of relief in the European landscape. And it's just, thank you to PSA.
I mean, I have cards like this. I'm just thinking about this now that you're mentioning all this. I have cards that I have in BGS slabs. That it's like people say, "Well, you ever get that crossed over?" And it's like, no, not really. I'm not going to send it to the States just to get it crossed over. Or like, what if I say, you know, minimum grade, and then they say, no, it's not going to work, you know, whatever. It's like that's a nightmare to do intercontinental shipping for something speculative like that.
Yeah.
But I have stuff I can think of where I'm like, I'll send that to Germany. Yeah, no problem.
Come on, stop.
I'll send that to Germany, and like if they say no, it's like grand, ship it back to me. Yeah, don't use Deutsche Post, but ship it back to me. So that is the one thing I will say is like people probably need to be careful about using their domestic post office and stuff ending up in the hands 100%. Of Deutsche Post, because I would not recommend just because it's in the EU to use your post office. I would still use a private courier.
That will be a bit of a concern. I think a lot of people use private post offices versus like a lot of people use private courier to go to the States because it was that big trip, big journey.
Yeah,
a lot of people use their kind of standard post office, and I do think there will be trouble in that regard. That's kind of out of everyone's hands. I think the best thing you can do is be responsible with how you ship your cards to Frankfurt.
That's right.
As we know from your
Frankfurt has a lot.
Kulisevsky rookies back in the day. Those long time listeners will know Jason does not trust the German Postal Service.
That happened on maybe episode, I don't know, 20 or something.
Yeah, and it was still a good show, Jason. Although he ended up at Spurs in the end, it was still a good show. But
a good show.
Yeah, no, look, I think it's it's such a long time coming. We've been calling for it. I think Europe immediately. It's so funny. Like we kind of never really had the Beckett era over here, even though we all ended up at Beckett slabs. But we also were in a weird era where people were like HGA and et cetera, and they're like, yeah. People are like, I just want it encapsulated.
It was a hype era.
I don't know anything about PSA. I don't know anything about anything. So it's like on one hand, Europe has always been kind of PSA is number one, but we've also just been so detached from being able to grade with PSA that we've also just been very open to anything else that was there. Like, oh, you'll put this in plastic for me? Amazing, incredible. There's not even a number on this. I don't even care. You've encapsulated it. Thank you very much. So now that we just have it, I just think they're going to grow tremendously. PSA, I think, and I think it almost legitimizes even like people in America that have PSA cards, because now it's like this emerging market is also being like, yeah, PSA for us too. Because you have to think about it both ways. The spending power for the most part is in America, Asia, but it's like if America, Asia, and Europe are all kind of being like, for me, it's about PSA 10. Then it's like anyone that has PSA slabs already have increased in value. You know.
This is true. Yeah, you've increased the kind of the global penetration of PSA slabs. I will say I brought up the UK earlier in terms of still being a closed off market.
But like surely that will just be next. Like, do you know?
Well, but I'm thinking about some companies in the UK, because I think in terms of native European grading companies, the best examples and the most successful examples have been in the UK, and that's partly because they have the extra level of being cut off from the EU as well as from other continents. But I think there's a couple of companies I can think of. One in particular that PSA could very easily
acquire.
Just acquire, and then bang, there's your UK operation right there. So I'm not trying to give anybody any ideas, but listen, yeah. Okay, right. Let's talk about a new Topps product, which we haven't done on the podcast in ages because we've been doing like a million other things.
Oh my goodness.
I actually I had heard about this product and then I completely forgot about it. And then I just saw it being ripped and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I did hear about that. But this is Argentina Focus,
Yes.
which just came out a couple of days ago, and people have been ripping it already.
The second Focus product released, I believe.
Second Focus after Barca.
Yep, and it won't be the last,
Yep.
but I can't say more than that, Jason. But it won't be the
No.
last.
Topps website, by the way, has this new thing where they bring up two images
Fascinating.
when you click on one image, which I don't know. We're kind of have a running segment on the show of how websites load enlarged images. This is not one of my favorite. I'm happy.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I see what you're saying.
No, I don't hate it, I suppose, from my own point of view, because it gives you more information in one screen. But just for the purposes of this podcast,
and you're a man with not too much time, so that's good.
Yeah, this is like this is the busy man's way to display pictures. Yeah. So Argentina Focus, one autograph box, two sequentially numbered parallels, 99 or less per box, 15 cards per box. You get 15 cards, one autograph, and two numbered parallels, 99 or below. I think that's a pretty strong proposition right off the bat.
Yep. I have a very stupid opinion of this product.
Go ahead. We want to hear it.
I love how small the boxes are. I just because when you get like the main, like if you get a case of these, it's like you could put it in a backpack. Like it's brilliant. They're so small. They're so light. It's like compact. Obviously, it's like the shape of a camera or whatever. But like, I'm a big fan of just like good products that are also very small,
that are packed tightly. Yeah,
that's it. Sorry.
Currently, I'm sure just out of shot there's a lot of Club World Cup Prism cases that you could you could build a house out of them.
Other end of the spectrum for sure.
Yeah. So this is obviously Focus. The box looks like a camera. This is a photography based set. And we have. Let me see what. Oh, now hang on a sec. It's a vertical scroll.
Oh,
folks.
that I don't know.
I don't know about this. They've loaded kind of a two-sided PDF here for me, and I'm scrolling through it. But like straight away, you have some nice messy imagery there. Special effects insert. Yeah.
The one on the left looks a lot like Heatwave out of Premier League.
It does, but it's kind of, I guess, supposed to be a photographic negative here.
Nah.
But of course, that's not how he would appear on a negative. But anyway, this sort of what do you call that? Ezekiel Lavezzi card, like a high-speed camera, blur situation.
I love that you're digging into each terminology of the photograph.
Yeah, because I think this is for anyone that doesn't know, this is how I imagine these sets are built. Is like you come up with the idea of Focus, and then you just like, all right, start saying photography terms, and we'll see what we can build an insert out of. Yeah, you got the Messi autos, national debut making an appearance in Argentina Focus. There's Tati Castellanos, formerly of NYCFC, now of Lazio, I think. Angel Di Maria,
putting on a
bib. Dual autographs. Sergio Aguero, Carlos Tevez, nice dual auto. Lautaro Martinez. Did you see the image or clip of Lautaro Martinez signing on-card autographs for Panini Noir that came out recently?
No, I didn't see that clip.
Yeah.
But that excites me.
Unclear when it's from, but it looks like we have them on-card.
Yeah, I was concerned Noir might not be on-card for soccer, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
So I'm just going to have a look and see. We got cut signatures from Alfredo Di Stefano and Diego Maradona in this product. That's pretty massive. Dual autographs: Julian Alvarez, Lautaro Martinez, Pablo Aimar, Leonel Scaloni, Hernan Crespo, Juan Pablo Sorin, Garnacho, Dybala, Messi, Aguero, and Aguero Tevez.
Messi, Aguero is really good.
So there's a lot to chase in this,
especially as it's 99 or less. I think like the Argentina sets have actually been oddly very well received. Obviously, Messi's the big chase in it, but like they don't have the depth of a lot of national teams, but they still have a lot of. There's a lot of good. Getting Maradona cut autos in here is always a good thing because obviously Panini have a sticker autos galore, but it's nice to see he kind of pop up in a Topps checklist for sure.
Yeah. No, I think this is very exciting and very good. So that's kind of like the latest products. We're technically we're back up to date now. So from next week's podcast on, we don't have to worry about. We can just cover what comes out. We are going to talk about some stuff that came out while we were away, but that's later in the show. In the meantime, let's take a break and come back to talk about some basketball. All right, Enzo. This is an article from The Athletic / the New York Times, and this is Topps regains NBA trading card license, first set to be China exclusive. Wow. So I had not heard of this in all of the furore of the NBA license. They announced flagship. We talk about the flagship details and all that stuff. But just to say, from a soccer point of view, this China exclusive product that Topps are bringing out as their first NBA product is a Match Attax product.
Yeah, nuts.
No, I haven't seen anyone else mention this.
No, I'm my jaw is on the floor, Jason. I'm like, Match Attax. Like, because like turbo attacks and slam attacks, like, why is it Match Attax still? I guess matches, you know what I mean? Like, Match Attax was kind of soccer. They're just like, no, Match Attax NBA, who cares? And I love it. I mean, I'm shook. I'm a bit shook. I'm sad. I mean, I don't know. Like, would I like to see that in my local shop, like NBA Match Attax, or is it just like, no, we're doing this in China?
Yeah,
okay, that's
Hoop Attacks.
That is mental. Court attacks, Jason. Court attacks.
Court attacks. I like that. Yeah, that's good.
I don't know. Fascinating.
This article by Larry Holder starts with a pretty dramatic opening lines. Listen to this, right? Then Topps employee David Liner witnessed the company losing the NBA license firsthand more than 15 years ago. So it's a bit of a full circle moment for Liner, who's now the president of trading cards at Fanatics Collectibles, who own Topps, for the league's license to return to the card manufacturer on October 1st after years of being exclusive to Panini. So poor old David Liner was scarred, was traumatized.
Seen it all.
He's seen it all.
My God.
So he said, this is a monumental moment for the hobby, and this comes with great responsibility to make sure we deliver for all the constituents out there. We have met David Liner at the industry conference and other events, and he's a very nice man, but that is how he talks. He does talk. It's sort of like, you could kind of like soundbite anything he says. Okay, Fanatics Collectibles, Topps, and Chinese-based card manufacturer KU announced a partnership Thursday to provide NBA trading cards to China, starting with NBA Match Attax 2025. So I got this article up to tell us about the NBA license going back to Topps, but I've ended up with the whole other story about the Chinese market that I didn't expect to find.
What is going on over there?
Yeah, so NBA Match Attax 2025, this set will officially be the first mass market product released by Topps Fanatics under the new NBA license, with the packs hitting Chinese shelves on Friday. This is crazy.
It's mental.
These seem to be rounded corners on these Match Attax cards.
And not that many stats on the front. Like, they don't look Match Attack-y, really. I'm floored. I have a lot of questions for a lot of people, Jason. This has me like this constituents for, I would say, Jason, a casual Friday episode with whoever made this choice to just explain.
Yes,
what is this?
I have to get somebody from the Chinese trading card company Kayu.
Yeah,
come on here, and
Kayu will handle the manufacturing and distribution of the product, with Topps designing the cards. Like, what's Kayu? What is all this?
Will we go down the rabbit hole? Will I do a quick Google search for Kayu?
I think you might have to, but this is not what because it's like the first mass market thing is this Match Attax thing that's Chinese exclusive, but we're also launching flagship, which is also mass market. Not as mass market, obviously, but I assume they have blasters, which will be. I'm confused because now I'm curious as well, and I would like to ask anyone that I know in Topps, like, is Match Attax big? Like, soccer Match Attax, is that big in China?
I had never heard of that.
But like, is this kind of part of like a long-term strategy of like, get a load of kids in China to buy into Match Attax, and then when they're old, they'll be buying Dynasty? I've disappeared. Sorry
about that.
I'm floored.
This is from so I've gone to the original press release here just to let us know about Kayu. So Kayu is a leading pan-entertainment product company, ranked 66th among the Global Unicorn Index 2025, published by Her and Well. I'm learning about all sorts of things I had no idea about.
The Global Unicorn Index, of course.
Is Soccer Cards United on the global?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
And trusted by a portfolio of 70 plus licensed IPs across anime, entertainment, and pop culture. Not sports, it said there, but it didn't say sports. Kayu unites scale, speed, and creative innovation to deliver next level collectibles experiences fans have never seen. Bringing trading cards and collectibles together under one roof, Kayu introduces a whole new dimension of excitement, creating deeper connection for fandoms worldwide. I don't know, much to think about here.
Yeah, like, I can never picture myself getting to a point in business where it's like you need to find someone on the Global Unicorn Index fund to help you scale.
Yeah.
But there you go.
This is looks like Naruto cards created by Kayu that you can buy on AliExpress.com.
Little plug, little cheeky plug.
Available. Yeah. I'm holding that deal with AliExpress.
Hey, Soccer Cards United, brought to you by AliExpress.
Gosh.
Right.
Match Attax's trading card game is popular overseas. The flagship set is to be more traditional sports card release. Okay, we're back on solid ground here, right?
Yeah, we understand this.
This product, flagship, will include the first licensed autograph cards for 2025 number one pick Cooper Flagg, this season's top rookies, as well as Victor Wembanyama, whose autographed NBA cards have only previously appeared in unlicensed Topps products.
Unlicensed.
Bit of gymnastics there.
I'm so excited for unlicensed to get dragged through the mud in a way that never was, because Topps don't have to do it anymore.
Yes,
They were
they're going to go
unlicensed. It's like,
full
did you not
attack
sell
on
that
their
box
own
for
products.
$5,000? They were unlicensed garbage. Now we're licensed. Don't mind anyone that has no licenses. But I respect the hustle. I respect it.
Yeah. So Cooper Flag is going to be the cover star for Flagship.
Cooper
You'll be
Flag.
chasing him. You'll be chasing
Cooper Flagship.
Cooper Flagship. There you go. Has anyone said that?
No. There you go. I better tweet it.
Tweet that quick. There was a time. Remember the time on the internet where you could just say Cooper Flagship on a retweet of Tops and get like, it was different time. The decision for NBA Tops cards to hit the market first in China, though. Okay, we're back in China.
Occurred based more on timing with the league preseason schedule than anything else.
The New Jersey Nets and Phoenix Suns will play 2 preseason games in Macau on the 10th and 12th of October. These are the first NBA events in China since 2019. The next will be the Asia Sports Card Show.
We're just talking over each other now. Sorry. My mind is, but Jason, you've done a great job here on this article.
Thank you. Well, don't thank me. Thank Larry Holder, but I'll take credit happily. So then it just goes into
preseason game to emphasize China that we're starting to build up the Chinese fan and collect the base. China. Look, as well as KU flagship stores, hobby shops, and retail. Yeah. So KU have their own shops. Offices in Shanghai and Beijing in the hopes of strengthening a local presence. In fairness, like a lot of big NBA cards are hitting China all the time. I think like Fanatics are just like, we have the NBA license, which is huge, and China is a huge market for the NBA. So we're going all in with this crowd called KU.
But listen to this. So this is Mei Yunjuan, the product lead at KU, right? And she says, she says, we are thrilled to partner with Fanatics Collectibles to deliver the best product experience for NBA fans in China. This collaboration allows KU to enter a new realm of sports IP. So I was right. They don't do sports. They've always been culture and entertainment cards, and immerse ourselves in the unique charm of sports culture. Through our joint efforts, we believe we can offer an amazing product at the start of the new NBA season, providing NBA fans and trading card collectors a fresh way to interact with their favorite players and teams. Wow,
was very
crazy stuff.
It is that thing of like we're a soccer card podcast. Let's not forget this. But the NBA does move the needle in the hobby in a way that all the other licenses don't. I do feel like the love of Kabooms and the love of a lot of the most important cards stem from Panini had the NBA license and NBA case hits were valuable, and therefore the Kaboom trickled down with everyone else. Like that's how I feel about it. Like the Logo Man, and then I feel it was like Logo Man with Upper Deck back in the day, mind you. Upper Deck with the Logo Man, and then the NFL Shield became a big chase as well. But it's because of the Logo Man, and like the Logo Man was important because it was NBA. Like I do think in the hobby, I think NBA is like the one.
Maybe it's very culturally important to cards. Like you still see like baseball cards doing massive numbers and vintage baseball cards, but in terms of like who is dictating the kind of the fashion of the hobby, I think that you're definitely right. NBA is the most kind of fashionable.
Which is why it's such a bizarre license to change hands. Like it's monumental. It's like high stakes as well. It's a bit mad. Like my big prediction, I've said it before, is like I think Topps case hits, which have historically been dreadful, will gain significance just because they have NBA license, and an NBA case hit of like a Cooper Flag, for example, might sell for more money than it would have otherwise if it was like a baseball case hit, etc. And then that'll make that equivalent card in a case hit of baseball worth more because people are looking at the Cooper Flag and etc. etc.
So you're saying go out and buy all the
not at all. I still think like Topps like have like a weird like stain upon them for whatever reason for case hits. But like I can imagine like a Cooper Flag hidden gems resulting in Messi hidden gems selling for more because look at Cooper Flag. That's what I'm like the actual good case hits. I think most of their case hits are still a swing and MS.
Just have a look at some of the designs here. So there's your base autograph design with Victor Wembanyama.
First one in a Spurs uniform, as they say, Jason.
Yeah, although Topps did try and convince us that he was basically in a Spurs uniform multiple times over the course of their previous. That doesn't matter. There's King James on a King playing card. Cooper Flag with the rookie logo, the basketball-specific rookie logo.
Is that a 45th anniversary of Topps or NBA? Like, what's... It's not the NBA, right? Surely the NBA was pre-19. Obviously it was.
Oh, 100%. Was it the Dallas Mavericks?
I don't know.
Is it the 45th anniversary of the Dallas Mavericks?
Someone got to tell us. Let us know. Educate us.
Educate us.
Look at that first card 101. They are sneaky. I feel like a lot of them end up in the bin because they're just like standard base cards, but they have a print on them.
So they're the first. That's the first base card
printed.
First card of that base card printed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my big beef with Topps is their rookie logo.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about this.
Well, there's no rookie logo there.
Flag. Yeah.
Dreadful.
You think move away from this
specialized
sport
rookie logo,
specific thing?
Like it's weird. Maybe I just don't like the design of that, but like that looks silly to me.
It does look a little bit,
like
especially because it's the second basketball graphic on the.
Yeah, I just think it looks stupid, and I think that surely will impact resale value in future. Like I really do think that's a thing. Like the F1 one looks really good with the flags. Like in fairness, it looks great, but like the soccer shield has no relevance to soccer. The rookie logo, I don't think.
No, it's just a rookie shield. Yeah.
Baseball. What did they even do in baseball, Jason? You've been opening baseball recently.
Baseball is just an RC as well.
Is it the same?
No, is it a baseball?
I think I just hate it. I think it's really bad. It's like just have a standardized rookie logo. That's what Panini do. The Panini's only thing is they change the color of it all the time, which I also didn't like. But like, I think the soccer rookie shield and just put it.
Yeah,
everywhere.
there's an MLB rookie.
I mean, at least that's that's like the MLB logo, so it's a bit better.
The MLB colors as well. Yeah.
Whereas this is like, I get that it's designed like a basketball hoop, but I genuinely think it almost looks unlicensed, even though like the card is licensed. It's like that rookie logo makes it look unlicensed.
I agree about it. So let's have a look and see what Panini have left now, just in terms of licenses. If I scroll down here, they've now taken the NBA, obviously, at the end of the month. Okay, so this is Panini's now official licenses as listed on PaniniAmerica.net. So you have the NFL, the NFL Players Association. Those two are going in
March or April.
March at the end of this current NFL season. The WNBA they recently uncoupled from the NBA, so they can do their own licensing and all that kind of commercial deals. So, by the way, I think this season or this year is the first year that the WSL, the top women's soccer division in England, has uncoupled from the FA. I think so they can now do their own licensing deals as well. WNBPA, FIFA, who are still there.
Yeah. Arguably, they're obviously ignoring NFL. Their biggest license is FIFA.
Certainly, once the NFL goes, FIFA is surely is the license for Panini. Now, you wouldn't necessarily get that vibe from their whole thing, but yeah. And this is obviously just Panini America as well. So they have other thousands of other licenses globally. La Liga, NASCAR, Liga, Serie A, UNFP, which is the French Players Association, EuroLeague Basketball. What's MLW? Major League Wrestling,
maybe,
and Live Golf.
Slim pickings, apart from soccer.
Slim pickings,
amazing soccer lineup, especially if they freaking use League. It's there, use it. It's time to use it, my friends. Make a select, and we'll all have a good time with it. It'll be great. Yeah, you'll activate the French hobby. There's so much good to come from that. Please do it. But slim pickings. WNBA obviously is a good one at the moment because it's super hot with so much attention on the league, etc. But
yes,
a different kettle of fish for Panini moving forward. But like ultimately, soccer becomes their bread and butter. They still have basketball like up there.
Yeah, so I think they can sell anything that they shipped before the end of September. They can still sell.
But yeah, it's a bit crazy. Like the hope is we get better and nicer soccer license products, and we've seen that. We've heard the rumors of FIFA Prism. So we're straight away. It's like, right, they are doing it. They're looking at the FIFA license, going, right, we need to squeeze more juice out of this one, which is a good thing. They obviously have the World Cup. Maybe I don't know if it's till 2030. I think they have the next one as well. I think they have
the next one too.
I think they have the next two World Cups basically. So that's super solid. They have Serie A, La Liga, which are great licenses to have. Ligue 1, if they decide to use it, amazing product. They could create a really cool chronicles with those three if they ever wanted to.
We were talking about just to say the World Cup. We were talking about that recently on the podcast, and we were talking about how Panini stickers for the World Cup are obviously so
iconic.
It's iconic and all that stuff. And just on the topic of splitting the licenses, somebody wrote in and said they've actually done that numerous times over the course of the Upper Deck had 1994 World Cup trading cards, and there was still a 1994 Panini sticker album. So there is also yeah.
I think Topps currently have the sticker license for the NHL, so that has it. Right, split it. That's more recent. So I do think there's high chance of that happening in the future. Obviously, Fanatics Fest this year, I don't know if we spoke about it on the podcast, probably didn't.
We did, yeah.
We did. Is clashing with the World Cup final. Not clashing, it's in line. It's been strategically
They've moved it specifically for that, yeah.
So that's they want the FIFA license. Especially like Michael Rubin is so kind of hyper aware of just global. Like it's really like there's so many kind of companies in the hobby that are like the World Cup, soccer, whatever. It's like, I don't know about this, and like Michael Rubin's tuned in enough to be like, no, this is like one of the biggest licenses out there in the world, and we want it. So I do think they're going to battle for that one. But yeah, Panini forced to focus on soccer and their niche other licenses that they have. But yeah, definitely they're going to have to like downscale, I would imagine, after losing obviously NBA and NFL. Like, there's definitely readjustments to happen, refocusing, and it's hard to know what's going to happen with them. But I would imagine in the next 2 or 3 years we're going to see a lot more good soccer products, which is exciting as soccer people.
Yeah, well, just to take a look at a couple of products. So I just had a look and saw how Panini Club World Cup Prism is doing now that all of the various configurations are out there in the world. It's still available. The hobby boxes of Panini Club World Cup Prism are still available on their website for $375 a pop. I looked at what the American resale value is doing, and on eBay, boxes are going for $280, $290. So those are reselling firmly, pretty consistently way below what they were released at. So that's something. Obviously, there was licensing stuff, there was unlicensed Messis, you can't necessarily choose what clubs are in the Club World Cup, but at the same time, the very makeup of the Club World Cup is that you're going to have clubs from all over the world, and it's an expanded one as well. So like, that's something they're going to have to grapple with. I don't think that product has been considered a widespread success by any means. And then we look at Topps doing a flagship product for the NBA, and they've announced that they're going to be releasing those, I believe, at $110 a box. And they're going to have a jumbo for $220. And then you look at their Premier League hobby, which is essentially a flagship product, and that I saw was released from Topps at 145 Great British pounds, and is now trading in the UK, which was the kind of intended market for this year's Premier League stuff, hobby stuff. It's now trading for £200 easily. So it's funny when you look at those two things and you think about NBA Prism and NBA Mosaic and all that kind of stuff. Like, the Topps approach is pretty self-explanatory. They've done it with Premier League. I mean, you've been breaking Premier League hobby. How have you found that product?
Really, really good. You're pretty much getting 7 or 8 hits in a box, and it's just cheap, cheerful fun. We're obviously in Ireland/UK market when we're selling, so we're selling to the exact intended market. But it's I wish we had done podcasts kind of for the last few weeks, because when it came out, I'd love to have kind of waxed lyrical about it. But the hobby SKU, incredible, great, amazing. Like, couldn't have been perfect.
You compare that, I guess, price-wise, just to say, price-wise, you compare that to like where Panini would have placed a product at £150, £200, and you're looking at maybe a Premier League Mosaic when there was one of those, or a breakaway, or a choice or something like that. You're not necessarily even looking at Premier League. That's all. Like, £200 is about where Premier League Prism hobby usually ended up.
Yeah, but like the best thing about it was just it's on time. Like, it's during season, so it's been more fun. Like, that's partially why we're breaking it. It's like people are into it. People are excited. My team is playing next weekend. Sunderland had a great start to the season. There's a buzz. There's so much happening.
Yep.
As opposed to like this,
and nobody's out of it yet.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's in the mix. So it's like everyone's just having a good time with it. It's just been a really fun product. It's been good.
I know, like, a specific thing that people brought up was Fulham fans are a bit disappointed that all of their images are from the chest up. That's because they hadn't agreed to sponsor. They couldn't airbrush in the kits. But I think even the fact that, like, and obviously the players are in the 25-26 kits, even though they're airbrushed, or not airbrushed, they're composite images.
But like, for us, like, trying to grow a hobby in Europe, it's like so many times I was trying to sell, whether it was a team set or whether it was just a Panini Premier League product, it was like everyone was like, "Oh, this is old, is it?" And it's like, this just came out yesterday. And like, but it's
100%.
Like, and it's like, it was such a barrier. Sorry.
I was going to say that, like, I think people have been like that is a point of, I can see myself on another day criticizing that as kind of like, what are these images? But like, that would be a point of real criticism from me, and I think from a lot of people, but because of the timing, it's completely worth it. The payoff, the benefits are so far ahead of the costs. It's insane.
Like, we still have, Finest or Chrome, etc., to come out, which will be adjusted, and it's like perfect. That now they have even better reason. Now, like, the Fulham fans can have more buzz with Chrome, and like, there's certain players that have just been signed or just moved. Will, the checklist will chop and change, the autographs will chop and change. Like, I couldn't speak higher of it, and ultimately, I do think it just comes down to, like, it was a UK, I feel, made approach. Like I think people from
it was
the UK,
led. It was led by the
it was
UK
led by
team.
like a UK team, exactly. Like it must have been, or at least it was touch bases, etc. But it was designed more so than anything. It was designed for the UK market instead of like Premier League's the biggest league in the world, so let's make it super global and and like we'll just put the best player. Like freaking, with all due respect to Panini, I feel like if this was a Panini check, there's like Pulisic would be all over it still, and it's just like, what do we do? Like, what's just put Jimmy Bullard in there, people to be buzzing like. And like that's what they did. So I can't speak. I don't like pandering to large corporations either, Jason. But I couldn't speak higher of their first at bat, should we say, of Premier League. And I'm hoping that we can kind of continue that with when Chrome comes out and it's priced, because pricing it right is one of the keys as well. So I'm hoping like putting it together right and then pricing it right are the two keys, and hopefully that continues. I am concerned about the likes of pristine Premier League and royalty even Premier League, but I'm sure it should be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose like this has been a home run. You can tell I've been breaking baseball because I'm using baseball metaphor. This has been a home run.
They got the third base
from them on this.
I will say though that I must say as well, which is easy to forget when we're here in wee little Ireland, is that there was a lot of chatter in America that this was a bad release. Like there was like the opposite across the ocean. A lot of people like, this is terrible. This is no fun. It's because from their point of view, it's like, this is paper product. It's not a huge chase really. Like what is this? You know? But like just to speak from like feet on the ground in a domestic market, this is like exactly what the doctor ordered. Like this was perfect. I don't care if you're not hitting a 101 that you're going to send the gold in and break a record. Like that's not this product. It's flagship. Leave it alone. Like this is the equivalent of Series 1 baseball, which we, as much as you might be breaking Series 1 baseball, Jason, but it's like it's somewhat underwhelming. It is what it is.
I was just gonna. That's exactly what I was gonna say. So I've been breaking some Series 2 2025 hobby. Rob has been breaking it on Atlantic Collectibles, but I've been there, and it's basically the exact same experience. It's that trying to explain the value of a box of Premier League hobby to a person in America is like, of course, like sometimes you open a box of Series 2 and you get a nice low numbered autograph, or you get a case hit or something, and you are going, oh, that's cool. But the everyday cards, or the slightly underwhelming case hits, or the higher numbered autographs, or whatever it may be, or the memorabilia, it's just not, if it's not your sport, it takes an awful lot to get excited about a card. But this is so tuned into the sport that the actual threshold for what counts as an exciting card kind of flies down.
Yeah. It's been a success. Yeah. It has been. Even like the price has gone up. Like that's like one of like in terms of a box, like the price has actually gone up.
And how many products over the last 18 months can say that?
And it's like it's not a mass produced product. It is like it's flagship. There's loads of it. But my favorite thing is like there's 12 packs in it, and you're pretty much getting something in every pack. Even if it's like a gold line or the Chrome King, which are ultimately nothing, right? In terms of, if we're talking Hobbyland, it's not a big hit. But like when you're opening it, especially breaking it, etc., or if you give it to someone as their first, like I couldn't recommend it in Ireland more as a first hobby box. I just heard about
much more than UEFA flagship.
Yeah, 100%. And that's partially in fairness in Ireland. Like we're more kind of focused on the Premier League in any way versus Champions League.
Most football fans support Premier League clubs. 100%.
But it's like, I couldn't really speak higher of it. It's just, it's on the button. Yeah.
Right. Well, look, let's take another break and come back to wrap up some stuff that we missed while we were away. All right, Enzo, this is a bit of detective work here, not from me, but from a listener, Arse Cards, who we met, who is named for Arsenal, by the way, just in case anyone. Who we actually met in Chicago and gave us some Buckeyes barbecue sauce. A good long time listener, good friend of the show, Arse Cards. So shout out.
Do you have my barbecue sauce?
I do, of course. Yeah.
Come on.
It's sealed. It's in pristine condition.
Yeah, well, I need that barbecue sauce.
Think about sending it to Frankfurt. So we were talking about this Panini Kaboom design from Club World Cup Prism, and whether or not it was AI and the hand and the whole thing, right? And where Diego Maradona's hand looks like it was badly
it's a Lego hand.
It's a Lego hand, yeah. So Arse Card sent me this Panini WCCF card from 2017-18 of Diego Maradona. Pre-AI. Look at that. Wow. So this is the same image that they used on the Kaboom, and it's the same effect on the hand.
Yeah, maybe just a bad photo, I suppose.
It's a bad photo, yeah. This was crazy.
That was great detective work. That's a beautiful card, by the way.
So yeah, so the Kaboom. I'm sure Panini were listening to that last podcast, going
Pudding.
like, "It's based on a photo from 2017. It was in a 2017-18." You know,
How do you know that photo
and
is not AI? Like, as in that card doesn't exist. It's just AI.
because
Nothing's real, Jason.
I'll tell you this.
Sorry.
So this is from a match that Boca Juniors played against the Japan national team. This is now me. I've taken over the detective work here. So this is based on a game where Boca Juniors beat the Japan national team 1-0 in Tokyo in 1982 on the 24th of January 1982. It's January in Japan. That's why he's wearing gloves, because he's cold. And there was a photographer there that day, Masahiro Tamakoshi, and he took this photo. And also, this is the actual photo from the day, from this test match. So the photo is real. This photo from 1982 was then used in a card in 2017 and was reused in a card in 2025. So yeah,
there we go.
There you go. So that cleared up. At least that part of the set was not AI. There's a weird thing happening with the glove in the photo from 1982.
Yeah, it's a kind of a what color is the dress kind of vibe going on there, Jason.
Very much so. Yeah. So there, yeah, that's that wrapped up. I also wanted to mention that while we were away, there was another high end club anniversary set that came out, which was Ajax 125. Oh, yeah. Which very excitingly has a Johan Cruyff cut autograph in it.
Very, very nice. There was a few nice doubles or triple O's as well.
Yeah, obviously Ajax, an incredible. I'm back on my
your double.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Louis van Gaal autographs. Now that's a bit of it.
Come
on. Yeah. So you have Wesley Sneijder, Rafa van der Vaart, Marco van Basten. I mean,
they've had the amount of legends they've had. Clarence Seedorf there as well, just stacked. If anyone doesn't know, because most soccer people will know, but Ajax, an absolute kind of academy of youth and an academy of incredible Dutch players. Look at the triple threat there: Luis Suarez, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Patrick Kluivert. Like, that is nuts.
That's crazy. Kanu, Litmanen, and Clarence Seedorf on a triple as well. The De Boer brothers, Frank and Ronald, Marco van Basten and Frank Rijkaard. Basically, like, so many of the best players of the 1990s and the early 2000s came out of Ajax.
Look at that at the bottom. On-card legends: Louis van Gaal, Marco van Basten, Wesley Sneijder, and Dennis Bergkamp. A lot of them, like Sneijder, I don't even know if he has many on-cards.
No, I think he just has some early Panini stuff. Yeah.
Very nice.
In the Dutch kit.
Just nice.
Yeah.
Nice set.
Really good stuff. I don't know how I didn't check and see how that's performed on the secondary.
I didn't even see it came out. I'm sure it came out immediately, sold out. I didn't see that. But they were a long way away from their Salzburg Chromes and stuff like that. Like, this is a good way of using kind of higher end club. Yeah. Actually, Ajax, like, that's like AC Milan. They kind of just popped out with one, and they're not putting out like a little fan set or a team set. Like, I'm big thumbs up to that, in my opinion.
No, it's good stuff. Let's move on to any other business.
AOB.
And now, gentlemen, is there any other business?
And so we saw our friend Brad, who was in town in Dublin recently for the NFL game here between the Steelers and the Vikings. There's a terrible towel. The city was awash with terrible towels.
Oh my God. I'll keep this on. I should have done the whole podcast with my terrible towel.
I'm just reading here. There's an article from today on RTE, the national broadcaster here. American football game sparks Dublin spending spree. Oof. Pubs across Dublin city centre saw a spending hike of 57% over the weekend of the American football game in Croke Park last month. So
I'm proud to say we were part of that.
Yeah, we were part of that. Minnesota and Pittsburgh, you're welcome back. You're welcome back anytime.
One of the pubs I was in, Jason, a Dublin Card Show trade night venue pub, by the way, was taken over by the Kansas City Chiefs. I was really confused. They had the mascot. I had to get a wristband just to get in. It was very bizarre. It was a wash of red, Jason. And I said, I don't know too much about NFL. I said to myself, Jason, but I said, this team is not here today. And I know about Taylor Swift. I know about Taylor Swift. I know about Patrick Mahomes. I know about these people. Kelsey's and another podcast out there just as good as ours, I would say, just about. But yeah, it was very, very bizarre. A lot of people were speculating, a few people, Brad was speculating, that that maybe the Kansas City Chiefs could be in Dublin next year. They're vying for a game over here. Maybe they were setting the foundation. They certainly took my data when I was going into the pub.
Sorry, just 1 second.
emergency. For those of you listening, Jason has just exited his chair. I believe a delivery of sorts has arrived at his home. I'm hoping it's a delivery for me, but I don't think it is. I think his delivery for me is coming to me, not to him. But let's see. I'll be very curious. I'll be very curious to know what could have arrived at his door. Could have been anything. I hear him chatting. I see all of his backwards books. I see his Yoda. This is crazy. This is crazy. He's really chatting to his postman. I can just hear him in the faintest way in my ears. I can hear him chatting to a postman. Door closes. Is that a radio? This sounds like a radio in the background. Like there could be a radio downstairs. Here we go. Maybe the radio's in the kitchen. Sorry. We chatting to a postman?
Yes. Are we still on the podcast?
We are, yeah. I've been just narrating while you were gone. Right. Certainly doesn't need to be edited out.
Great. I'll listen to it just to double check, but I was chatting to a UPS driver who was here to collect a return that I was...
Collect a return?
Yes.
You weren't happy with something?
I bought a piece of equipment that was missing a cable that was supposed to be included.
So you just sent it all back and said, leave me alone?
And I said, can you just send me a cable? They said, they don't have the cable. So we're going to have to take it back and then send you a new one.
This arrived here for you.
Oh, yeah.
A magic mouse.
And there's a lot of equipment being traded back and forth because I don't know whether you were talking about it, but just to segue, the piece of equipment I was sending back was for the second Atlantic Collectibles breaking studio.
No,
because people aren't following. We've been breaking lots of stuff on Atlantic Collectibles, and just holding up
They're the same photo.
Oh, talk about a magic mouse.
They're the same photo, Jason.
Very good.
Sorry, the Okay, that's good. So I'm still waiting on my equipment that you also.
Yes, it's on its way.
I'm excited for that. I'm very excited for that. Yeah, I'll talk to you off air about any other equipment that we may or may not need.
Sure. In the meantime, just to say, if anyone is interested in joining in some breaks in the UK or Ireland, you can head to Atlantic Collectibles on Whatnot. Enzo will be breaking some soccer. I'm breaking all sorts of mad niche stuff. And you may ask yourself why, and you'd be asking a good question. But yeah, Dublin Card Show tickets are still available.
Yep.
And
promo for that is going to start going towards the end of the year, I suppose. Like we're pretty much quarter capacity sold without really promoting it, which is amazing. Vendors are gone. I think there's a wait list going for the vendors.
Vendors are long gone. Yeah,
long gone. You know, that's set to be another sellout, which is vibey. Excited for a lot of people coming back transatlantic, coming back from Europe, all sorts of stuff going on there for Dublin Card Show. I am excited at the prospect of hosting that one again, Jason. And especially we have a few sneaky things to announce between now and the end of year. Q4 has kicked off, Jason, by the way. Q4 is here. And there is a lot of shenanigans for us to be chatting about in the near future.
I would say I can tease it even more closely than that and say in the next couple of weeks, the density of announcements that we're going to have to make is going to be absolutely massive.
I would say if you listen to our podcast, do follow on Instagram Atlantic Collectibles. It's in the Soccer United bio on Instagram. We have like 8,000 people on Instagram Soccer United. We have like 200 on Atlantic Collectibles. Very upsetting.
Yeah.
It's very upsetting, Jason. But do follow that. If you go on to Soccer United, go into our bio. It's in there.
Yeah.
Click on it, follow it, because the announcements will be there in the near.
They are coming thick and fast over here on Atlantic Collectibles.
Atlantic Collectibles. That is me and fear not. Atlantic Collectibles is Enzo and Jason, so fear not. It's there. You can see my little face there. The third post there, you see my little Woody. That sounds crazy. My little Woody there he is as well in person.
Signed by Tom Hanks.
Signed by Tom Hanks himself. But yeah, do follow that. Like what's that? 248? Come on. There's more. I think
just for the sake of respectability, we need that to be like at least kind of 4 figures.
We kind of really need to get that to 1,000. So please help us out. We need 752 of you people to really lock in.
Yeah.
That would be
because I can say this, obviously a lot of the content there at the moment is Dublin Card Show related or is break related, but there's a lot more to come that is related to neither of those things and is related to many other exciting
So if
things.
you don't care not a squat about the Dublin Card Show, not a squat about breaks, that does not mean you should not follow us there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I can say.
Okay, we will be back next week and following a more regular schedule from then on.
Let's go.
Because we have so many things to announce. We have to be on the podcast every week.
And it's like that. We're actually at a point where we can announce, which means a lot of the things we've been doing that has kept us occupied are about to be officially kind of put away and boxed off and in motion and no longer in, construction.
100%. So Enzo, I will see you next week for that next podcast. Perfect. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
There we go.